Cheerful morning to each one of you, dear students. I, Bamna Ajwani, an English teacher, welcome you all, dear students, for your English period today. In the previous period, students, we had done with YLE reading part 4, 5, and 6. Yes, students, I hope it was quite easy and you all are completing your YLE textbook simultaneously using a pencil. I request you all students, I'll give you 10 seconds to get ready with your Wiley textbook, a pencil and eraser in your hand. So be ready, students. Yes, I hope students that we all are ready with our textbooks right now. Dear students, I had given you all some homework. So it is time for us to reflect. It's time for you all to reflect and check your answers, dear students. Please open your textbooks to page number 52. The homework was being given, and here in the video I'm displaying the answers. You can pause the video, students, and you can make a note of your answers. I'll be slowly scrolling down. Kindly make a note of it, students, and I hope and I expect that you all have written the answers with pencil in your textbook, not with pen. Because I will be asking you all, as soon as we finish chapter 1, I will be asking you all to scan the lesson and upload it on the drive under notes section. So please wait for my instructions. And I hope, students, that you all have uploaded the notes, whatever we have done, your worksheets and assignment which you all have sent me earlier. I want it uploaded on the drive under the folder of if it is assignment, you will select the subject, you will put it under assignment. If it is worksheet, you will put it under the worksheet. Now students, open your textbooks to page number 54. This was the homework which I had shown given you in the previous video. That is, each text is being given, and you have three options deciding that what the text is trying to say or what the text is about. So here are the answers which I have reflected in the reflected on the screen, students. Yes, so this was the answers that we had discussed right now. Students, please open your textbooks to page number 34. Yes, we have finished reading skills, which had 6 different parts. So we have finished that, students. Now we will be doing the listening part. We will be doing writing and speaking afterwards. Today we are going to focus upon listening skills. Now you would be wondering, students, that how do we listen? So don't worry, I have made all the necessary arrangements for you all. So before actually starting with the listening part, students, on page number 34, okay, listening part 1, you have some exercises, and we have to do the exercise. So let us see what the exercise is about. So the first one, students, color the word which is different in each group. There may be more than one possible answer. Now, this topic, question number 1, student, it is same like the odd man out. You, in each question, you see you have 4 options. Now you have to decide, students, that which option is the odd man out. So we'll do one by one. Then we will also discuss that why it is an odd man out. Okay, discussion is also important. Otherwise, you won't understand that why Miss has given odd man out. What is the reason behind? So that also the explanation is there, so need not worry, students. So the one which is odd man out, you can just underline it with your pencil. So please keep a pencil, eraser and a scale ready in your hand. So we'll start with the first one. First is ferry, helicopter, spaceship and aeroplane. So dear students, tell me just think which is the odd man out over here. Think. Okay, I'll give you the hint. Okay, when we talk about helicopter, spaceship and aeroplane, these are the objects which are related about flying in the air, which are related about flying above your ground. But when we talk about ferry, students, you know what is a ferry? I'll share with you. Don't worry. Ferry, first of all, you will underline ferry because it's an odd man out. Ferry is a ship, okay, which takes people on ride in the water. So I'll be displaying the picture for you all. I hope the picture is visible now, students. So this is your ferry. Okay, it's a ship which goes in the sea, in the yes, in the basically in the seas for taking people for a round. Let's go back to our exercise, students. Yes. So let us see next. Next is lion, giraffe, elephant, and sheep. So which is the odd man out, students, over here? It is sheep. Why? Because all other three animals, they are wild animals and sheep is not a wild animal. Third, windsurfing, football, rugby and hockey. Okay, I'll give you the hint. These are all the name of the games. Okay, all are games. Now you will be thinking, Miss, when all are games, so what is the odd man out? The odd man out is football, rugby, and hockey. They all are played in groups, in teams. Okay, but windsurfing, it is not played in teams. It is played on individual level. Hence, it is an odd man out. So please underline windsurfing. Fourth one, chemistry, biology, history, and physics. Okay, so these are all the subjects. Now you have to tell me which is the odd man out. Just think, students, reflect upon it. It is the history. Why it is history? Because other three, that is chemistry, biology, and physics, they are subjects which comes under science. Okay, but history is complete different subject. That is why it is an odd man out. Fifth, swimming, skiing, knitting, and dancing. Okay, swimming, skiing, knitting, and dancing. So these are all the sports. So knitting is an odd man out over here, students. Why it is odd man out? Because rest all the other activities, they are, you take an active part in it, but knitting is not an active part. Okay, that is why it is an odd man out. Sixth, stadium, gym, factory, athletics track. So which is the odd man out? It is the factory, because people are going to work and rest all are the parts of, rest all comes under the category of your exercising, or your, even you can say as, no, it comes under exercising only. Seventh, French, Spain, German, and Italian. So students, which is the odd man out? What's the odd man over here? The first thing, I'll give you the hint. French, German, and Italian. These are the languages which are learned by the people. Okay. If you have to learn Spanish, it becomes, what does it become? Spanish. Okay. So Spain is the name of a country over here. Rest all are the names of the languages which are learned by the people. And eighth one, racket, coach, bat, surfboard. Before giving you the odd man out, I want you to show what is the meaning of surfboard. I'll show you the picture so that you all will understand better. Can you see this? It's a water sport. Can you see, students, can you see this white color? It's the surfboard upon which this particular sport is being played. Okay, so we'll go back to the question. Racket, coach, bat, and surfboard. Now, racket, bat, and surfboard, they are, we can say they are the things which comes for playing. But coach is a person, okay, who is there to train. So it is a odd man out over here, students. Now, let us do question number 2. explain why the words you chose are different. The words in the box may be helpful. Now, we have done this earlier. I have also explained you that why they are the odd man out. So this we have done. We'll move to part 3 now. Choose the best word from exercise 1 for each gap. Now students, you have 7 blanks over here. Now you have to complete these blanks by choosing the appropriate word from question number 1. That is from here. Okay. It is not necessary that if the odd man out is there, so it cannot be an answer. It can also be the answer. So let us see and solve, students. Please keep a pencil in your hand. First, I go dash in the mountains every winter. I wear a helmet and thick clothes. So where and why do you go to, for which thing do you go to mountain? So let us see the word. It is for skiing. Okay. So where is the skiing? Yeah, fifth one. So you will write skiing over there. First blank is skiing. Please write it, students. I'll be displaying the answers at the end. Second, one of my favorite team sports at the Winter Olympics is ice. What is it, students? Think. It's ice hockey. Third one over here. Okay, ice hockey. Next, my grandmother loves dash. She made this pair of gloves for me. So my grandmother loves knitting. So where's the knitting over here? Yes, knitting means stitch karna, to make something out of wool. Okay. Next, the dash is a meat-eating animal which can be dangerous to humans. So which is this meat-eating animal which can be dangerous? Think from the options. Yes, it is lion. So you will write lion over there. Fifth one, you can catch a dash across to the island every hour. You can catch a ferry. Okay. We have seen the picture of ferry, students. It's a boat which continuously take people on the ride in the island or even in the seas. Sixth, I need a new tennis dash, mine is broken. So I need a new tennis racket, right? R-A-C-K-E-D. K-E-T. Sorry. And last, I'm really bad at dash. I can never remember important dates. Okay, this is the problem. So, I'll give you a hint. It is related to subject. So it is history. I'm really bad because in history we study about dates, right? Suppose India got independence in 1947. So you have several dates which you have to remember. So it is history. Seventh answer is history. I hope that we all are done, students. So let us move to the next part now. Turn your books to page number 35. So we have the fourth part of this exercise. So in part 1, speakers sometimes suggest things to do, buy or eat. Match the suggestions to the responses. So on the left hand side, you have the suggestions, and to the right hand side, that is A to F, is your response to the suggestions. Now students, you have to match the suggestions with the responses. You're not going to draw a line, students. Just besides over here, you will write the correct alphabet, that is A, B, C or D, as we will be discussing now. So let us begin. Let's play football. Okay. So which which response is matching? Go through the options. I'm not going to directly tell you. It is E. Sorry students. It is D. I can't. I have hurt my ankle. Okay. Second, why don't we take a picnic? Why don't we take a picnic? So what's the response? F. Oh, I love eating outside. Now you would say, Miss, how is the connection of love eating outside? See, when you go to picnic, students, at times you carry your own food and everything, but many a times it happens that you tend to eat from outside also. So that is why F is the response which is given to the suggestion number 2 over here. Next, I suggest we get him a book. Yes, think. It is E. Yes, it's good idea because he loves reading. Fourth, we should meet at 4. It is B. That's far too early to meet at 4. Next, why not go to train? Sorry, why not go by train? So it is C. Car might be quicker. Quicker means faster. Okay. Sixth, how about getting pizza? It is A. We had that yesterday. Okay. I hope that you all have noted the answers. I will also display the answers. Now, students, let's come to an important part. Okay. Let's start with listening skills. Now, students, in your textbook of Wiley, on the last page, you have the CD. Okay. So you would be thinking, Miss, if we put the CD in the CD drive, we don't know that which track is to be played for which question. So dear students, whenever you have a listening question, here you can see on the left hand side, can you see I'm circling this with yellow? Yes. So here you have been very specifically given that track number 2 is related is of your question which you are going to solve. So you have I'll be even showing you that I'll be not showing, but you have track 2, 3, 4 numbers in the CD when you put it into the drive. So whenever you want to listen, you have to practice your listening skills. Do not worry, do not get confused. It's a small hint that I'm giving you that over here on the question, the track number is written. So if you click or play on that specific track number, you get the track of that question only. Okay. So let us do this question, students, without wasting much of time. I'll now be playing the recording, and you have to listen to the track very carefully, and then we will go back to the exercise to solve the questions. Okay. So as I told you, the track number was given in the corner. So I'll directly play track 2 now. So please be alert because the accent is quite different.
Training, Test 1.
Let us begin.
Listening, Part 1. Exercises 5 and 6. Listen to the dialogue.
So for both 5 and 6 students, it is the same exercise. So let us see. Here it's really very careful. Keep the textbook in your hand. Read the question. And I am beginning now.
And answer the questions.
How about doing the maths homework first? It's the hardest.
You're right. So let's save it until my dad comes home. We can ask him if we have problems. We should probably start with the science as it's due in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true. But the geography will take longer. We have to write at least 2 pages.
I know, but that's not due until Thursday. We have plenty of time for that.
Right. We'll start with tomorrow's work.
I'll be playing one more time for you all to listen very carefully, students.
It's the hardest.
Here it goes.
How about doing the maths homework first? It's the hardest.
You're right. So let's save it until my dad comes home. We can ask him if we have problems. We should probably start with the science as it's due in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true, but the geography will take longer. We have to write at least 2 pages.
I know, but that's not due until Thursday. We have plenty of time for that.
Right, we'll start with tomorrow's work.
Let's go back to the question. Okay, let's read the question and we'll tick the correct answer. Listen to the dialogue. Which subject do they decide to study first? So here she says math, but then he says no, it's we should do science because tomorrow we have to submit. Then the other person says that geography also takes time. But the girl says that yes, it takes time, but it is not important now. We have time for completing. So we'll start with science. So they decide to study which subject for students. It is science. So you have to circle it, or you can just put a tick. Also, it is correct. Now it is from the same audio that we have done, students. So the first question: why don't they start with math? Why they don't start with math? Because it is not due in tomorrow. Due means they have it is not important to submit it tomorrow. That is why they don't go with math. So it is B option. Excuse me, put a tick on the B. Second, why don't they start with geography? Because they have more time. Though it is hard, but they have time for completion. So it is A, students. Next, why do they decide to start with science? Because it's more urgent. They have to submit it tomorrow, right? So it is option B. So please put a tick on option B, students. Question number 7 is a part of speaking, students, that we'll be doing later. Now, turn your textbooks to page number 36. Okay. So this is the listening part 1 practice. I give you 30 seconds to read all the questions, because once I play the audio, I cannot in between pause and take you back to each question separately. So you all are going to read the entire these questions number 1 to 7. Okay, you all are going to keep everything in mind, and once the audio is being played, students, I will be directly starting to play, and then we will be discussing answers at the end. Here goes your 30 seconds, students. Yes, students. So let us begin with the audio. Let us begin, students. Get ready to listen.
Exam practice, test 1. Listening, part 1. Questions 1 to 7. For each question, choose the correct answer. 1. What is the girl going to bring for the picnic?
What are you bringing for the picnic?
My mum bought some soft drinks for us to take, but apparently Ellie had already said that she'd bring some, so I thought about making some sandwiches instead. Or we've got loads of fruit at home. I'm sure my parents wouldn't mind if I took a few apples and bananas and so on.
I think Harry's bringing fruit.
In that case, I'll go with my other idea. We've got plenty of bread and cheese and things.
Great! Let's hope the weather's good tomorrow.
Now listen again.
What are you bringing for the picnic?
My mum bought some soft drinks for us to take, but apparently Ellie had already said that she'd bring some, so I thought about making some sandwiches instead. Or we've got loads of fruit at home. I'm sure my parents wouldn't mind if I took a few apples and bananas and so on.
I think Harry's bringing fruit.
In that case, I'll go with my other idea. We've got plenty of bread and cheese and things.
Great! Let's hope the weather's good tomorrow.
Two. Which activity did the boy enjoy most during his holiday?
So how was your holiday?
Good, thanks. I didn't think I'd enjoy the mountains as much as the sea, but I did.
I bet you missed windsurfing, didn't you? You do that every year.
I got to do some actually, on a lake near the hotel. It's still my favourite, but cycling on the paths through the mountains was nearly as exciting.
Didn't you say you wanted to go horse riding too?
I was going to, and I'd still love to try it, but we just ran out of time.
Now listen again.
So how was your holiday?
Good, thanks. I didn't think I'd enjoy the mountains as much as the sea, but I did.
I bet you missed windsurfing, didn't you? You do that every year.
I got to do some actually, on a lake near the hotel. It's still my favourite, but cycling on the paths through the mountains was nearly as exciting.
Didn't you say you wanted to go horse riding too?
I was going to, and I'd still love to try it, but we just ran out of time.
Three. What homework does the girl have to do tonight?
Have you got much homework?
I've got some art. I have to draw a vase or something like that, I think. It doesn't have to be handed in till Friday, so I can do it on Wednesday night. My history essay has to be in tomorrow, though, so I'd better finish that this evening. Oh, and Mr. Havelock set us some maths homework today and gave us a week to do it, so no need to do that until the weekend.
Well, good luck with it.
Thanks.
Now listen again.
Have you got much homework?
I've got some art. I have to draw a vase or something like that, I think. It doesn't have to be handed in till Friday, so I can do it on Wednesday night. My history essay has to be in tomorrow, though, so I'd better finish that this evening. Oh, and Mr. Havelock set us some maths homework today and gave us a week to do it, so no need to do that until the weekend.
Well, good luck with it.
Thanks.
Four. Where did the students go on their school trip?
That was a great school trip. There were so many different animals.
Yes, I love dinosaurs, but even I got a bit tired of looking at bones after an hour on the trip last year.
I agree. At least this time they were alive.
Yes, and it's so nice to see creatures from all over the world. I'm glad the teacher didn't decide to do what she'd originally planned and go to the farm. You see sheep and cows all the time around here.
You do.
Now listen again.
That was a great school trip. There were so many different animals.
Yes, I love dinosaurs, but even I got a bit tired of looking at bones after an hour on the trip last year.
I agree. At least this time they were alive.
Yes, and it's so nice to see creatures from all over the world. I'm glad the teacher didn't decide to do what she'd originally planned and go to the farm. You see sheep and cows all the time around here.
You do.
Five. Which present has the boy already bought?
Hi, Sarah, it's Max. I need to talk to you about Dad's birthday present. I know you said you wanted to get him some chocolates. I hope you don't mind, but I saw some boxes of the ones he really likes on special offer in that shop near the school, so I just got one. Why don't you buy him the cookery book that I was going to get him instead? It probably costs about the same, and he'll like that more than socks or whatever we usually get him.
Now listen again.
Hi, Sarah, it's Max. I need to talk to you about Dad's birthday present. I know you said you wanted to get him some chocolates. I hope you don't mind, but I saw some boxes of the ones he really likes on special offer in that shop near the school, so I just got one. Why don't you buy him the cookery book that I was going to get him instead? It probably costs about the same, and he'll like that more than socks or whatever we usually get him.
Six. Where did the boy go with his family at the weekend?
How was your weekend?
It was good, thanks. There's a fun fair on in town at the moment that my sister wanted to go to. I said I'd prefer to go to the big football match that was on at the stadium. My parents said they'd rather go to the river for a picnic instead, though. So everyone wanted to do different things. Then it started raining, so I got what I wanted in the end because the roof closes when it rains so we could avoid getting wet.
Now listen again.
How was your weekend?
It was good, thanks. There's a fun fair on in town at the moment that my sister wanted to go to. I said I'd prefer to go to the big football match that was on at the stadium. My parents said they'd rather go to the river for a picnic instead, though. So everyone wanted to do different things. Then it started raining, so I got what I wanted in the end because the roof closes when it rains so we could avoid getting wet.
Seven. How will the girl get to her friend's house?
Hi, I'm just phoning to say that I'm going to arrive at your house a bit later than I'd planned. I'd got part of the way there when I had a problem with the tire on my bike and couldn't fix it. I had to walk home with it because it's too big to take on the bus. Anyway, my dad's just got home from work and said he can give me a ride, but he has to make a phone call first. I'll be there in half an hour.
Now listen again.
Hi, I'm just phoning to say that I'm going to arrive at your house a bit later than I'd planned. I'd got part of the way there when I had a problem with the tire on my bike and couldn't fix it. I had to walk home with it because it's too big to take on the bus. Anyway, my dad's just got home from work and said he can give me a ride, but he has to make a phone call first. I'll be there in half an hour.
Yes, students. Back to our exercise on page number 36. Yes. Heard? So let us mark and let us see whether we get the correct answers. What is a girl going to bring for the picnic? First, she decides for cold drink. Then she decides for fruits, and then her friend says that other friend is also taking fruits, and so she at the end, what does she say? What does she decide? She decides that she has she has a slice at her home and say and other salad material, so she'll go in for sandwich. So the answer is A. Okay. Second, which activity did the boy enjoy most during his holiday? So though he says that I enjoyed mountain biking, he liked it, but he actually enjoyed the sport or the activity related to water, which we can see in option C. So the person, the lady or the girl asked that he wanted to go for horse riding, but he says that yes, I wanted to go, but I couldn't go. I was falling short of time. So the correct option is C. Please put a tick on C, students, or you can circle it. Next, what homework does the girl have to do tonight? Okay, she decides to write. First thing, she starts with the vase making, but then she says that it is later on. Okay, then she talks about math. Even she says that that has to be given, that there is time for it. And then she says that today evening I have to complete my essay. So today evening and tonight is one and the same thing, students. So you're going to put a tick on C. That's the correct option. I hope that you all are getting the correct option, students. Next, where did the students go on their school trip? Throughout this conversation, students, you will come across that the teacher says that it was important, it was very useful for the children to see many animals. Now, if they would have gone only to see, they couldn't have seen all the animals like in the zoo. Or if they would have gone to the field, she says that cows and buffaloes we can see into our normal life as well in nearby to our surroundings. So the children were quite happy by seeing many of the animals. So it is the option B. There are a lot of distractor students, so we need to listen very carefully. Okay. Which present has the boy already bought? It was the chocolate box, because it was she liked it and it was available. Next, now this is pretty confusing, students. Where did the boy go with his family at the weekend? So they say that they were planning to go to fair. Okay, you're in option C. Then the father says that no, we'll go by the riverside or lakeside. And then he says that the rain started and we had an option wherein we could protect ourselves from getting wet. So where they can protect from these three options, student, is the stadium over here, because it has a roof which helps them in protecting themselves from the rains. So it is the correct option is A. And last one, students. Yes. So let's move the seventh one now. How did the girl get to a friend's house? So the first thing she says that, the first thing she says that her motorbike, okay, in foreign countries, students, cycle is like the motorbike only. So she says that motorbike is not, it's not good, the condition is not good, she has some problem. Then she says that boarding a big bus is very difficult. And then she says that the father is going to come and he's going to take him on a ride in the sense through her ride the father would be dropping her. So it is the correct option is B. I hope, students, that we all have got the correct answers. If not, you all can replay the video from the listening part that we have done. And this you have your homework, students. So I want you all to open your textbooks, page number 57. Please open your textbooks to page number 57. You have 8 different texts and we have 5 people. Now you, as per the criteria of the people, you need to decide that which text is suitable, as we had done earlier also. So this is going to be your homework, students. And turn your textbooks to page number 61. This type of reading skill was also homework last time. So this time also you are going to do this homework. You are going to read this text, students, and related to this text you have the multiple choice questions. You have questions and you have choices. So you need to choose which is the correct option. So these two parts, reading parts, you are going to do it as your homework, and in the next video we will be discussing the answers for the same. I hope that the listening part was quite easy. Students, please do not forget to comment your name, standard and division. And please mention that if you have understood or you have not understood, so that I can, if someone has not understood something, so that I can get back to them and help you out with that. That's it for today, students. Thank you, and be safe at home.